Welcome back. So our rudder pedals arrived back from the CNC shop. So this is what they look like, and they're out of 61 aluminum, I believe is what we did. And these little tabs there, I've got to get Britt to weld those on the back side there, so we have some way of actually mounting them and also mounting them to the linkages for the brakes. So obviously press on the bottom for the rudder and press on the top for the brakes. And along the lines with finishing up some small projects, these are some armrests there that I'm just creating out of foam, and we're going to just lay up carbon over the top of those, and you'll see more of those soon. And this is one of those, the last remaining one of the elevator skins there that Jeff's had popped out of the mold that was laid up on Friday, and he's trimming that one off. And here we are a little bit further along with that first armrest on the machine. So you can see it's beginning to take shape. And as I was saying, we're just going to lay up some carbon fibre over that, put some hard points in there, get it covered at the upholsterer, and be able to bolt it to the rest of the door. So that's what the first one looks like, and came out nicely. So I'm pretty happy with that. And to match up with those, I had to do the cover for the center console, sort of the armrest that you lean on that covers over the compartment of the center console, so that one's underway. And Dan's working on getting everything sorted out for not only mounting the parachute, but just everything in the back end there, so we can get all the bits and pieces all bonded together, including the firewall and such. So he's just in the process of making sure everything's fitting and putting in hard points to hold the parachute in place, and fitting the different brackets and the firewall and the little intake tray, but you'll see more of that as we progress. But the goal is now to try and get all that sorted out and bonded in place, and then hang the engine on there without the prop on it, and then start doing all the plumbing and for the fuel lines and the battery lines and the rest of the wiring, like for the ECU and all that sort of stuff, and actually run the engine on the back of the aircraft in the shop. We'll just move it towards the door so we don't suffocate from the exhaust, but we won't have the prop running, but the engine will be able to start and run on the aircraft, which will be pretty exciting. So moving along, here is one of the wing spars there, and so Jeff is bonding in those closeouts, so that's the first one there at the root, and got some weight on there to hold it in place. And here he's just getting prepped up and ready to put that closeout that's in the radius there. Just putting a bunch of high sol in there to bond that into place, and I think we're still going to fill that cavity there with foam just to make it more rigid as well, because it was a bit of a stress point there and a little bit of weakness in the CAD without this closeout, but with a closeout it's plenty strong enough, and the foam will just make it even more so. And Jeff's goal right now is to get these spars done so we can actually start assembling the wings. So once these closeouts are bonded in, it's just a matter of sanding the flanges on that, and then those spars are ready. And there's both of those armrests ready to have the carbon laid up over them. And one thing I didn't get in the video was these quick little plugs that I made, and these are to make those wing fences, and I'll talk about that in a second. So there's that one for the center console ready to be laid up. So these wing fences are the ones that live on the bottom of the wings right before the transition to the winglet, and so we just quickly made those so we can actually lay up the carbon fiber for that. And this is what that center console one lid looks like, and that's going to get foam on it, so it's padded and then be covered at the upholsterer. So on Monday afternoon I was able to use our vacuum system to sort of reverse pressure test the cabin, and found most of the leaks that I thought were there. So I got the doors off and actually fixing a couple of the different leaks, and putting some more foam into the channel there on either side near the bottom of the window there, because we had a couple of leaks in there. So I thought I'll just fill that with foam. So this door is done. I'm actually onto the second one, and so here's Dan progressing a little bit more with installing the parachute there. He's just mounting some hard points in there that are going to hold the parachute in place. And Jeff and Devon are working on laying up those wing fences. So again, these are the ones that fix the problem on the model where we had the Dutch roll issue. So they're 3 inches tall, and they sort of hang below the wing there, right at the transition. But you'll see those when they get popped out in the next video. And there's the first of the wing fixtures. Just getting ready to drill the holes in the lightweight frame there that holds those profiles, and actually screw it down to the heavyweight frame. And here's the other wing spar. And so that one is getting ready to have those closeouts bonded in place. So we're moving pretty quickly now towards being able to start assembling the wings and bonding things in place. And here's Dan in the process now of fitting the first part of the intake tray. So he's just doing a little bit of work on making sure that's trimmed nicely so it fits in there. And here's those wing fences all laid up and then under vacuum. So you'll see those popped out on the next video. And as I said, with the pressurization, I found most of the leaks, and so fixed those, and I've actually sealed up most of them with resin. So we'll be doing another pressure test before the end of the week. And there's our little crane hoist there set up. Got a little cantilever working off the top of the CNC machine. So we'll be able to take the engine over here and just sort of slide it over, pick up the weight of it on that, and then disassemble it from the engine stand, and then move the fuselage over and actually bolt it back onto that onto the firewall there once that's all bonded in place. So I don't know if we'll get that far by the end of the week, but we're heading there. Sometime next week we'll definitely have that on there and be able to start running battery lines and things like that. So that's exciting. So pressurization is moving along, and engine stuff is moving along, and getting close to putting the wings together, so it's getting pretty exciting. Anyway, tune in again on Saturday and see what trouble we get up to during the week. Thanks again for watching.